What's up, guys? It's Jesus here from the Van Bros, and today I wanted to do a deck profile for Liael equals Draconis. It is the brand new form for Liael that left many wanting more. To start off, ride line doesn't change, but to those who didn't watch the original video, Baby, Angel, what Adorphus does is that when she's rode upon by the grade 2 of the ride line, you Soul Blast 1, draw 2, choose a normal unit from your hand, discard it, and if you did not discard a normal unit, you choose 2 cards and discard those from hand. Really good. I mean, if a card says draw 2, discard 1, that's just a cheap version of Graceful Charity. And honestly, with a mulligan, not only that, but you're drawing 2, you're drawing for turn. If you 1 second, you're drawing an additional, but then again, you're losing if you 1 second. And all for the cost of a Soul Blast, which in Vanguard terms is just free. This is not a bad card at all. Then we have Elegenia, or whatever you say, or however you pronounce her. But when she's rode upon by a grade 3 Liael, future proofing, boom. In its card name, you choose a number of normal units from your drop zone, put them to the bottom of the deck in any order. If you chose 3 or more, draw a card. Just do 3. Honestly, like, if you do early game Sir Gowns, you could put the Sir Gowns back, but honestly, there's no real reason to put more than 3 back into the deck, because if you're thinking about it, you want to filter out all the normal units so that you can check more triggers and, you know, Vanguard your opponent. And then the new grade 3 Liael, or Faded One of Sacred Time Liael, equals Draconis. So what the new Liael does is for an energy blast of 4, don't know why it's 4, also binding a normal unit from your rear or drop, you choose a card from your hand, discard it, and this unit gets drive +1 until end of turn. She also has the auto Vanguard ability. When it attacks, counterblast 1. Choose one of your rear guards, bind it. Search your deck for up to 1 card with the same name as any card in your bind zone. Call it to rear, shuffle the deck. That is a really good upgrade from the original. The original was kind of lackluster, mainly because it was very, very reliant on making sure that your cards stayed in the deck and weren't damaged. If you had Idaros, the original beater, that's also in this deck, your Blessed Dragons, you were praying that those cards did not end up in your damage zone, because now you had less cards to actually like call out from the like after binding it. Honestly, that's probably what made the original Liael so dog water. But let's look at the Divine Skill. The Divine Skill says that at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, if your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, choose a grade 3 or greater card with Liael in its name from your solar drop zone. You may write it as stand, and if you rode, that unit's drive becomes 1 until end of turn. Again, another perfect upgrade from the original Liael. Original Liael's Divine Skill was really, really rough to justify. The original Liael is tough, because the original Liael, I don't know if they knew what that card wanted to be. Like, it was a perfect guard for Raziel and for Liael. It multi-attack, but then, like, if you were using Liael as a perfect guard, they all wound up in your drop zone, which is great. It's not bad. But now you're not persona riding, and you need to persona ride. You need to hit those numbers, because in Oberdress, hitting numbers is the most important thing. And so this new one just completely fixes that, because you could just ride from Soul. Riding from Soul is just too good. It's just too good. Like, oh my god. And it could be any Liael if you want to be crazy and just fucking ride the original. Don't do that. But yeah. That's a ride line. Ride line grade 1, 2, and 3 don't change. Well, the grade 3 does, but not the grade 0s through 2. So yeah, that's the ride line. So let's go into the main deck. Main deck, of course, it's Overdress. We have to run 3 copies of the original, or of the grade 3 for the right deck grade 3. Mainly because, you know, you want a persona ride. This is what you're going to be writing every turn. If you're lucky, God willing, you're writing this every turn. After that, I'm opting to run 3 copies of the original Liael, mainly because of her second auto skill. When she's put into the Guardian Circle, discard a card from hand and put 2 cards from the Bind Zone to the bottom of the deck in any order. Choose one of your units with Faded 1 in its name, and it cannot be hit until the end of that battle. It is not a Sentinel, so any Sentinel restricts do not work against this Liael. I'm running 3 copies of it because I like guarding, and Overdress is like been dumbed down to you better have a perfect guard. So why not take advantage of that and then run, like, obviously you're running 3 here, you're running the 3 regular and the Elementaria, so I'm running 7 perfect guards in this deck. Does that help me in any way? I don't know, because, you know, most lists are running 3, most are running 2, and some are fucking running 4. But again, the deck is just, if they really decided to like put the limiters on Liael, which I don't understand, but I can see already a new ride line fixing the Energy Blast 4, but I don't know, it's tough. It's really tough, but yeah, we have 7 perfect guards. I'm not even going to read the other skills because you really are not going to ride this thing at all. So then I run 2 copies of Gabuelius. Gabuelius, you're running 2 copies of Gabuelius, mainly because now it's a lot easier to call. You can discard him, bind it off of the original Draconis, and now you're able to call it from deck. Now you could run 3 because there is the risk of, what's it called? There is the risk of damaging one, but I'm not sure. I think most lists I've seen are running 2, and I mean, if you're really taking that risk on damaging a card, I don't know. There's other cards you can use here to kind of tweak the ratios, and I'll let you know which ones it is if you really are worried about damaging one of your Blessed Dragons. But I'm not really worried about that. Then we're running 4 copies of the Knight of Brightblade Religiel. Peep the SRs, by the way. Hello. Came in clutch when I bought 4. I'm kidding. I don't even know what the fucking price is. But she's great because she searches out your Liaels. She searches out your Gabuelius. She's your grade 3 searcher. Just for Soul Blast. You look at the top 7, add a Liael or a Blast Dragon, and shuffle. She has another skill that during your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Liael in its card name, she gains 5k. And if your rear guard or Bind Zone has a Blast Dragon Gabuelius, she also gets another 10,000. So honestly, off the bat, really good, because with this Liael, if you discard this within, you know, for ride line, you can bind it and off rip. By the time you're at grade 3, she's already going to be a 20k attacker. So really, really nice. And she'll search for other pieces. We run 4 copies of Idaros. Idaros is really, really good. If your Bind Zone has a card with the same name as him, he gets 10k. And then when he's bound from rear during your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Liael, Soul Blast 1, draw, and your Vanguard gets 5k. Again, another big beater. The thing is, you want to hit numbers with this deck. It's already pretty hard to do so, but these guys make it a little easier. Then, because as you can see, we have a lot of Soul Blasts, even in the ride line, Jesus Christ. We're running 2 Sequence Wizards just to help us mitigate Soul. Honestly, you could probably drop 1 or both to run more Gabuelius, but then you're going to be really tight on Soul. I like to do 2 too, but you know, it's up to you. This is the way I'm building my deck. If you have any suggestions, you can go ahead and tell me down below in the comment section. But this is just how I choose to build the deck. Then we're running 3 of the brand new, kind of the dud from BT10 for Keter. Knight of Distant Bow Almoth. So she's got 2 skills. When she's placed on rear, you choose a grade 3 or greater, or a grade 3 card with Liael and its name from your right deck. You may reveal it. If you reveal the card and you have a grade 3 or you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Liael in its name, energy charge 1. So this is a card that makes it so that your Energy Blast 4 doesn't feel like total shit. I mean, she's going to be dropped by the time the next wave of support for Liael drops, and that just goes to show how fucking kind of useless this card is. The second skill is at the end of the battle that she boosted. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Liael in its name, and your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, don't know why that's a thing, but whatever. Put this unit into your soul, and you as a player, get all your front row units to get 5,000 power until end of turn. The Hikari meme, the one with the plus 5k, the deck is just full of it. The main thing I have a problem with is the fact that they just keep adding more limitations to this fucking deck, and it doesn't really need it. Like, oh, if your Vanguard's at grade 3, or if your opponent isn't at grade 3, then you don't get the 5k skill. Like, okay, Buff Sagra can do whatever the fuck she wants before you're a grade 3, but God forbid your front row gets an extra 5k power. Then we run 3 Perfect Arts, 1 Elementaria. Of course, it's a Keter deck, 4 dog, and I'm just gonna put we run 1 green, just because you want to see your rear guards as well, because you can still, bind them. 4 copies of the Wisdom Beginning that clear the world, or Wisdom, whatever. I mean, this should be the Nebula Knights order, but we don't have it, so this is just the next best thing. And I don't know, I run it because Sir Gaun, and now your opponents can build a board and you have less cards, and it's just good to have Sir Gaun live. And green, as much as I love green or Fire Regalis, it just doesn't it's not an order that you play, so it doesn't fucking work with Sir Gaun. Anyways, we run 1 red OT because you still have rear guards that you're calling. You might as well turn your 6 attacks or during your divine skill, or it might as well turn your 5 attack deck into a 6 attack deck. I run the soul fronts because you need to build up soul, and also because you have so many perfect arts, the lack of the 5k or the 20k front triggers isn't really that damning. And then I run 8 crit. Honestly, one of these should be the Blade Feather, but I just run the round 1 crits just because I don't care. It just look cooler. And then 4 heal. That is the deck. I don't want to know, I don't want to say if this is going to be the final build. I still want to play around with it a little bit more, tweak some ratios, and so you may actually see an update on this list later on. And definitely for set 11 when we get the new grade 2. It's honestly not that bad. It could be better, but it's not that bad. And yeah, let me know how you Liael players are coping. It's been tough. It's been a tough ride. As you can see from the DSR, I love this fucking deck. I think this deck is really cool. I love the concept of kind of giving like Keter Sanctuary some Gear Chronicle-esque skills, but I don't know. I think they really kind of shot themselves in the foot by just making it an Energy Blast 4. Like, I don't know. Really strange. Really weird. But what can you do? But that's the list. Let me know down below if you have any suggestions or any tips on what you guys are running, and drop your deck logs down below. And yeah, subscribe, like, share. Have a good night.